Welcome to MexAmeriCon. This is issue number 5, the 5th MexAmeriCon, and we are back in person. We were in person in 2021 and in person in 2022. It is so amazing to be out here. Oh man, if you missed it, and I know you didn't miss it, it's so good to be here. My name is Kevin Garcia. I'm one of the moderators here at MexAmeriCon. I was helping out with the opening ceremony and a little bit with some of the Loteria games. I'm a writer and speaker here in Austin, Texas. I wrote for Marvel for about 10 years, where I got to do research, including covering Namor, who has a really big movie coming out. And I also did some independent comics, working with one of the artists here, Manuel Valtierra. It was called Teotihuacan, and it's about the founding of the Aztec Empire, the founding of Tenochtitlan. It is just so amazing to be surrounded by all these Latino, Latina, Latinx creators, and I just love coming here every year.
Hey everybody, my name is Oscar Garza of 5 Meets Comics, creators of Mashbone and Grifty, the adult comedy book that will soon be in stores nationwide in the early quarter of 2023 by Chispa and the Scout Comics. We are here selling actually our all ages book, Lemon Pepper Hugs, which is like a family-friendly version of Mashbone and Grifty, a bunch of silly kids up to no good. And we also have our infamous Latinx shirt, and our various coasters and posters and good things like that. What we like to do is we like to take pop culture and give a little bit of a brown spin on it, you know? So we have our Lucha Turtles, our Elote Rick, things like that, just to push a little bit of the Latinx vibe that we don't normally get in mass media pop culture. So once we do that, now we are working on our own books like Mashbone and Grifty, which will be in stores nationwide. So now we can add our flavor to our own content instead of slapping it on other stuff. We really want to just contribute to the culture in a fun and comedic way. Our book is adult comedy, action comedy based. I like to call it action-packed action comedy. Look for it in stores early 2023.
Okay, my name is John Garcia. I'm an Austin artist, and my art is pretty much like retro-inspired video game art. So basically, I take a movie or a show I like, and I decide what it would look like if it were a game. So like Kill Bill, a fighting game, Bob's Burgers, an arcade game. So that's pretty much my jam these days, is that. Okay, so the best place to find me is on Instagram, Rockerjon, ROKRJON. I post all my stuff. I'm making a video game now. And that'll lead you to my website and my t-shirt store. So pretty much everything I make has like different kinds of merch. So yeah, Instagram's probably the best place to find me. Yeah.
Hi, my name is Ash Fierro. I run All Peachy Makes. A little bit about myself. I like to take things from anime, video games, anything pop culture that I love. And I like to mix them together, smash them together, see what kind of reactions I can get from people. Anything I could do to make people laugh and make things cutesy is what I tend to do. And also reach out to the community for the Latinx people like me who are still reaching out and trying to reclaim some of that they lost growing up. You can find me at All Peachy Makes on Instagram, all one word, same on Twitter, but I'm mostly active on Instagram.
Hi, my name is Jose Ramirez. I'm from Dallas, Texas. We drove down here today to promote my newest book, Robert the Bounty. It's currently up on Indiegogo right now. It's in demand, and we should be printing and shipping very soon. So if you haven't grabbed a copy right now, go ahead and pre-order yours. Today I'm here at MexAmeriCon promoting my company, BoogieBot Comics. And I hope you all have fun reading books, comic books, as well as just viewing a lot of other interesting artists out here, and keep comics fun. So my favorite piece here that I have is actually the cover for my trade paperback that I have on Indiegogo right now. It's the 80-page graphic novel. And this is the main cover that I did physically on bristleboard, but I also did the colors digitally myself. I write, I illustrate, and I promote my own company to do all this. People can find me on Twitter, Instagram, and YouTube at BoogieBot Comics. It's the same across the board, and I'd be happy to have new followers, people to join me on this amazing journey from art to print. Thank you so much.
So excited to be here at MexAmeriCon 2022. It's like seriously rocking here. One of the best cons ever. My name's Frederick Luis Aldama, otherwise known as Professor Latinx, and I'm here today to talk about comics, but also my kids' books. The Adventures of Chupacabra Charlie in English and Las Aventuras de Chupacabra Charlie in Spanish, and also my early kind of reader book, Con Papa, with Papa, picture book. Both of these were passion projects in a way. Chupacabra Charlie, I kind of came up with him as a character when I was a kid. And in my version as a kid, he flew a Hickenbacker and he would go around the world and save children from really tragic situations. So about 4 or 5 years ago, when I started reading about what was going on with families crossing the border and then children being separated from their parents, their guardians, and from each other, from their siblings, I decided that Chupacabra Charlie would come back into my life, and he and Lupe go on this adventure. They cross over the great big wall from Mexico with the help of this talking serpent and coyote and the palitero man who gives them the golden key, and they open the cages on the other side of the border in the United States that have been holding children hostage. And they're worried, though, because it's already night and they have to get home quickly before the parents wake up. So they find the palitero man, and he says, look, if you take this giant jar of pickles and you give it to El Señor Bigote, he will use them in his 67 Impala that's powered by this combustion engine that needs pickles. And he'll get you back over the wall just in time so that when your parents wake up in the morning, they'll see that you've been at home this whole time, even though you haven't been. So yeah, big, really important project for me. Our adventure stories need to be told, but they can also wake people to what's going on right now, to our families, our community. And yeah, these kinds of stories, we need them. We need them in our community. We need these kinds of beautiful, but at the same time, very kind of eye-opening and, really important. Con Papa was my other project that this just came out actually about 2 months ago. And this was inspired by the fact that whenever I'd go to the library, I never found any books about papas and their little ones. And so even though my little one is no longer a little one, she's 16 now, so I kind of missed the opportunity for her. I wanted to make this book and bring it out into the world for other parents, guardians, papas. And this one also, just, to give you a little bit, on this one, we are so used to the image of the white baby and the stork delivering, the baby to the doorstep. And I really wanted to honor our pre-Columbian gods and mythologies. So I have Quetzalcoatl, the serpent god, carrying and dropping the little baby off on the doorstep. And this is really the tender adventure of raising and growing with the papa, and the abuelo at a certain point comes into the picture. And this beautiful journey between the two of them, and finally, at a certain moment, the little one says, without Papa, I set off on my own adventures. I unzip the sky and begin. So a kind of tender, bittersweet moment. The book that I always wanted when I went to the libraries. And I hope it touches, the hearts of many out there in the world. I'm on Professor Latinx. All of my social media is Professor Latinx. That's a name that the comics community, the Latinx comics community, came and gave to me because I'm also a professor. And in many ways, they saw me as Professor X from the X-Men, and the kinds of spaces that I create in university environments as the kind of that school of gifted that Professor X provided for the mutants, the X people, in the Marvel comics. So Professor X, my social media handle. I also have ProfessorLatinx.com and the LatinxPopLab.com. Find me there. I'm also the director and founder of the BIPOC Pop, which is a symposium and expo that happens at UT every spring.
Hi, everybody. I'm Bert Arista. This is Gabe Hernandez, and we are the Comic Cartel. We are the creators of Koi Wolf, a comic book about a girl named Canalita that lives in Arizona and has a coyote spirit that gives her superpowers. She's a strong, powerful Afro-Latina that really gives it to the bad guys.
Yeah, that's right. So we created this story about 3 years ago. We've done Comic-Cons all over the United States, but super excited to be a part of this MexAmeriCon. And we got invited from the Texas Latino Comic-Con in Dallas and met Mr. Professor Latinx, is an amazing promoter of this show, and Javier. And here we are at this Comic-Con. I'll tell you, like I was telling Bert, we felt like we died and went to Latino heaven.
It's really cool to be here.
Just an amazing community of people. And I think I want to work as a writer-creator, possibly work on a Texas Latino superhero Justice League with all these creators and artists around us. Hopefully we can put something together. And that would be one of my goals, that's for sure.
Really humbled to be among some of these really great artists here. I'm really, really humble. You can check us out on Instagram at Koi Wolf. And also we have koiwolfthecomicbook.com. And Facebook.
Facebook.
Koi Wolf Comic Book.
Follow us on TikTok at Koi Wolf Comic as well. We also have another handle called Comic Cartel, Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, TikTok, everything. So Koi Wolf Comic. So and then Bert Arista, also amazing illustrator. What's your illustrator handle?
You can find my Instagram at Bert Arista, and I am I'm a graphic illustrator and designer with the Dallas Cowboys. I do a lot of artwork for Dr. Pepper, AT&T, Whataburger, Miller Lite, a lot of different clients like that. And I'm just super thrilled to be here. Thank you.
Yes. Thanks, guys.
Well, hey there, MexAmeriCon. My name is Darren Antonio Smith. I am the author and founder of Cuento Comics. You see that there? Yeah. So, this is a all-original comics, characters, and stories by me, mostly based in Mesoamerican and Chicano ancestry and culture and things like that. So I've got a couple comics here. If you turn your attention to this one, this is El Águila. He's a super-powered eagle warrior superhero set in San Antonio, Texas. I've got 2 issues of this out, working on a 3rd. As you can see, it's all hand-drawn, handwritten by me. The other one is Psychic Chicana. I don't have any copies of that right now, but it basically follows a Chicana girl in San Antonio who teams up with a jaguar spirit, and she also has encounters with all different kinds of Mesoamerican deities and spirits and things like that. I've got about 4 issues of that out right now. And then the one that I'm working on the most right now is Tlaloc, Spirit of Rain. Tlaloc is the Mesoamerican deity of rain in Aztec and other Mesoamerican mythology. And so I've sort of tried to turn him into a superhero in his own right, set in sort of like a futuristic post-apocalyptic world where the environment is under attack. And so he kind of swoops in, battles a bunch of evil robots in order to protect and preserve the environment and the earth, which we all share. And so this is going to be a webcomic that I'm currently working on within the next year or so. But I have these mini zines. And if you just take a look at my table, I have a whole bunch of promotional art. This is these are some of the test pages that I'm also working on for the Tlaloc comic. And you can find all of this and more on my Instagram. That's at arte_e_sangre. I can give you this one too there. But yeah, go ahead, give me a follow to keep tabs on all my work, what I'm developing. I I've been doing this convention for, I think this is my 4th year in the row. Always been a great experience, so thank you all for having me, and hope to see you next year.
Hello, my name is Roberto Rivera Padro. I am the writer and illustrator of Carlos the Kaiju Killer. I've been working on the book for quite a long time. I'm happy to say that something that started on a whim became a bigger story. Like the basics or the backdrop of the whole thing is this Latino character, this little Latino dude that he fights big monsters. He fights kaiju. The world, the city around him, and the characters around him are more what I would call the main character. He's more of a catalyst than anything else. The reason why I started writing this book was because, I didn't see Latino characters in books when I was growing up, and I decided to do something, just mash up things that I loved, pieces of my own culture in the book as well, and having a main Latino character that kicks butt isn't too bad. You can find issues 1 through 4 currently at Austin Books and Comics. I think you can order it on austinbooksandcomics.com as well. I do have a Facebook and an Instagram and a Twitter and all that stuff, and it's all the same thing, Roberto Rivera Art, and then whatever, Twitter, whatever your preference is. But usually the Instagram is where I put, I talk about anything that I'm working on, the progress that I'm making on the book, and just any projects that have come that I can actually talk about, then I'll talk about them on there. Yeah.
Right. So I'm Isabel Jaimes. This is my art. I took inspiration from anime and stuff. I grew up watching it, and when I was a kid, I also kind of wanted to draw what I saw on the TV. So I started drawing the characters of the animes or the cartoons that I would follow. So I remember my first art was drawing Powerpuff Girls. So that's how I started, and I'm really into the chibi kind of art style. So that's kind of what you're seeing here. But I really want to do comics. So I have about 30 pages of comics here. They're little mini comics, but you can find bigger versions when I post them online. This one's called Tattered Memories. It's basically it's just a single fairy that kind of wakes up by herself, and she finds this elf who happens to be a veteran from the last war, and he's the only one that can see her because she has tried to be spotted by other elves, but no one else can see her but this elf. So she kind of follows him around. So that story is basically her discovering this guy and seeing all the events that happen around him, because he's basically a Gary Stu, if that makes sense. So a lot of extraordinary events happen around him. So yeah, you can basically find me anywhere where, Twitter, Instagram, TikTok. I'm on summerdamselart.com or summerdamselart, sorry. So that's it.
My name is Joey Gonzalez. This is Danny Flores. We are 2/3 of Plus Waco Comics. Plus Waco Comics is Waco's very first publishing house for comic books only. Indie publisher, there you go. We put together a comic book plus Universe Alpha. It's our debut graphic novel. We put it out on Kickstarter a couple years ago. We finally had it out this year. This year we've been up to a couple cons. We went to MexAmeriCon now, pushing our book and also letting everybody know about our next book we have coming out, which is going to be available on January on Zoop.gg. So make sure you look up Plus Waco Comics out on Zoop.gg in January, and that's where we'll be able to find our next books.
Where can they find us online? You can find us on Facebook, Instagram, and anywhere else? The internet at Plus Waco Comics. PlusWaco.com is our website, our URL. You can follow us there. Do we have a Twitter or anything? We have a Twitter, Instagram, and Facebook, Plus Waco Comics. I'm Daniel Flores. I'm at imaginaryheroics.com or Imaginary Heroics on Instagram. Joey is _Joey Gonzalez on Instagram. And you can find us on Facebook, anywhere else. Our third member is out and about getting tacos. The tacos look delicious here. I want some tacos. And we're having a lot of fun here at MexAmeriCon. Our next book is Lady of Alien coming up, and it's the 99th reincarnation of King Arthur. She's head of Camelot, a new division that is now tasked with, they're a super spy organization tasked with handling mystical threats to the universe. So, and it's filled with lots of characters from the old Arthurian legends.
Hi, this is Alejandro Heredia. I'm the spouse of Ramen Nana. So she is the artist here at MexAmeriCon. So a little bit about her. She has been an artist all her life. Been doing most of her work recently for the past 5 years. Kind of her style is kawaii meets kawaii, so kind of horror meets cutesy. Both based in San Antonio. You can find us on Instagram at Ramen Nana. That's RAMENANAA at the end. Great to be here back at MexAmeriCon, and that's it.
Hi, I'm Karina Guevara. I'm a comic book artist and illustrator. I work primarily digitally, as you can see. I like to I get a lot of work in YA covers, romance book covers. I've also done a little bit of work for DC on Wonder Woman of the World. I've got some exciting upcoming projects that I can't talk about right now, but I'm very excited about. I think I like to capture the beauty and the mundane, so a lot of everyday feeling, romance, and then of course my culture. People can find my work on karinaguevara.com or Kari_Gev on Instagram.
Hi, I'm Yehudi Mercado. I'm a writer, artist, cartoonist. I started out in graphic novels. I self-published my first one about 12 years ago. It was called Buffalo Speedway. It's a comedy about pizza delivery drivers. And so that sort of kicked off my career in comics. I've got a new book series, Chunky. And this one is very personal. It's a middle grade graphic novel memoir about my childhood as a fat kid. And so Chunky is published by HarperCollins, and then Chunky Goes to Camp is book 2, and that one just came out. And you can find Chunky and Chunky Goes to Camp on any, Amazon, bookshop.org, or my website is supermercadostore.com. You can get it from me, and then I usually do a nice little doodle with it. Yeah. So coming up in March of next year, I have a Shazam middle grade graphic novel that I did for DC Comics, which was very exciting. And this Shazam is in the movie continuity. I was a big fan of the first Shazam movie, so I was very honored to be able to contribute to that storyline. And so look for it when Shazam 2 Fury of the Gods comes out. It'll come out at the same time.
Hi, my name is Elia Maria Madrid. I'm with Spiced Illustrations, and I am a cartoonist and illustrator based in Dallas, Texas. I like to make comics and illustrations that just make people laugh and make people happy. I like to say I specialize in the silly spice, and I just like to make parodies. I like to make original cartoon characters, and then I really love to do visual storytelling. I love to draw for comics, draw for books. And I'm starting animation now as well to help with storytelling, and just anything to like tell a story with illustration, but also have a little fun style with it. Just simple animations. I do like animated GIFs and assets on Twitch for people. I do little animations for like TikTok sounds. I'm starting to work on like more storyboard projects. I really am really interested in drawing music videos because I love music. I love music and I love like storytelling to the songs that I listen to. So that's something that I really want to experiment with more. But yeah. You can find me online at spicedillustrations.com, as well as all social media with the same username, except for Twitter. They didn't let me have the full name, so just illustrations on Twitter.
My name is Natasha Hernandez, and I am the editor of Saint Sucia. We do an international submission-based, all Latina and gender non-conforming zine. It is a feminist zine. We do touch on a lot of topics that are considered taboo within the community, like sexuality, queer issues, family struggles, just basically a lot of stuff that like isn't okay to talk about. We want to publish it. We have our 14th issue out here. I'm also a writer, so I publish my own book of poetry. So I have my book of poetry available. It is really sad and also kind of sexy, you know. And then this is Isa. Isa is our art director, so I'm the editor. She's the art director of Saint Sucia.
That's me. Oh. Hi. Yeah. Oh, people can find us here every year at MexAmeriCon. We're here every year. Even when we run out of issues, we're going to be here every year talking about MexAmeriCon. And yeah.
But on Instagrams.
We're on Instagrams at Saint Sucia.
We also have a website. It's Big Cartel Saint Sucia.
No, it's Saint Sucia, stsucia.bigcartel.com.
And then Isabel is an artist and illustrator, and she has her work out here. She does various illustrations.
I do drawings. Where's my art? Oh, the name Santa Sucia. In college, me and my friends were a bunch of sluts. Me and my friends in college at Texas State were free women. But then most of them grew up super Catholic. Like my friend Sharon, she would wear saints around her neck, as Natasha does. Wear saints around her necks. And we'd go out and like party and do stuff. And they would like, it'd be like the next day and be like, oh, like I hope things go well on this date, or you know, like oh, I hope this date goes well. You know, trying to hook up. Hope it gets down. I hope this plan B works, or just even like I went out partying last night and there's a test today that I didn't study for. I hope I remember everything that I'm supposed to, even though I didn't take notes. I hope this goes well. And so I'd be like, you can't be asking Jesus Christ and the Virgin Mary for help on this stuff. I was like, you need your own saint. We need someone who gets it, someone who understands, like a modern saint, a dirty girl. And then I was like, a Sucia. And then I was like, a Santa Sucia.
So a Santa Sucia, but it's also representative of how Latinas are shown in media, the dichotomy between the saint and then the Madonna horror complex, the Santa and the Sucia. So there's levels to it.
That came later. We were just making crazy jokes out of it in college. But yeah, so we were just like, we'd be like, oh, like I passed that test. Santa Sucia blessed me. Or like we'd go out on a weekend and go home and wake up the next day and your makeup would be still great. We'd be like, Santa Sucia blessed me. Oh, I'm not pregnant. Santa Sucia blessed me. It was just like all these like really silly things. But I was like, no, there's like something here. There's something here. I think maybe we should start a punk band. And then everyone was like, I'm not going to start a punk band. Like I need to get my math degree. And I was like, come on, guys. And it was like, no. But then I was like, maybe I want to start a zine. And eventually I started a zine with Natasha. But we started a zine where we could just talk shit and be honest. So a lot of those taboo subjects, that's what we talk about. So like, that's why we have like a modern saint to deal with those modern issues that we can't necessarily talk about with our families and stuff. So we put all of those things into a publication for
to open space for other women like us that are Latinas within the community, that are feminists, that do want to stand up and say, like, I have bodily autonomy, or I don't want to participate in abusive relationships, or I'm not straight, or however they want to express themselves. We wanted to make a space for that also. And we also wanted to make sure that there's a space for Latinas to be seen as writers, as artists, as photographers, because people don't assume those things about us. And they're not giving us the opportunities other people get to invite us to be like in art galleries or published in books. So instead of waiting for that, we publish ourselves.
And so with our first issue, we invited our friends, like, hey, we're making a zine. We just want to like talk shit and be honest about our experiences. And we got like 25 submissions. And by issue 14, we would get so many submissions,
350.
like 350 submissions for one zine.
Everywhere, like Canada, Mexico, all across the United States, all around South America, Central America, like all over.
Everywhere, and we couldn't publish them all. But by the end of it, like UT and like a bunch of universities, UC Santa Barbara, they were the first university to like put us on their syllabus, to like include us in the classroom. And that's really amazing because they're using like living like artists and writers, which is pretty awesome, that are like also just like working women and people. So like nobody assumes that the barista at the local coffee shop at the or that the coffee shop at the airport, that she's a writer, that she's being studied in classrooms. Yeah, she is. Like, it's pretty awesome that, I don't know, this little zine that we started, it's kind of just like blossomed into something really, really cool. And a bunch of those people have started their own zines, and they've gotten a lot of great feedback and been able to like start their own photo zines and like start publishing their own work. And we were just like, damn, we were just angry and wanted to talk shit and be honest. And it just like spurred all of this stuff. And it was just really cool. And it was the adventure of a lifetime. And so it's been really cool to like come to Austin and come to events like MexAmeriCon and be part of this community. And people be like, oh, I've heard about this from my friend. They showed it to me. And we're like, oh, that's just like word of mouth. You know, that's community. And we're down with that. Thank you, MexAmeriCon.
Yeah, we love MexAmeriCon.
MexAmeriCon.
So, my name is Galileo Gonzalez. I have this little vending thing called Guanaco and Down that I just recently started. It's actually the first time I've ever vended, ever. So, it's cool that I'm doing it here at MexAmeriCon. I was here last year helping Isa here at Santa Sucia. And it was a lot of fun, even though I just helped. So, I wanted to vend. So, I'm here now. Primarily, I am a fine artist. That's what I do. So, the art here with the plants and stuff, that's kind of more or less what I do. Like lately, I've been focusing on foliage and nature within like our house, literally. So that's just kind of been my focus lately. But I also do like illustrations. Some of this stuff is kind of inspired from like the stuff that I grew up with. For example, Reyes del Corrido, which kind of like highlights some of like the main, I guess like pioneers of like narco corridos and corridos in general. Well, maybe not corridos, just more like narco corridos, you know, that style. To the West Side Sound, which I've really gotten into since I moved to San Antonio. FYI, I am in San Antonio. It was kind of like a little tribute to like the music that started over there, which I really enjoy listening to. And then this Edward James Olmos print as well that Isa over here told me I should draw because she thought it was a great idea, and I agreed. So, plus, I mean, it's Edward James Olmos. I mean, he's everywhere. They can find my work. So I have Instagram, which they can look for me under Gali_Gons_art. I also have a Tumblr, which is just galileogonzalez.tumblr.com. That's more my website because I can't afford a website yet. I also do have a big cartel shop, guanacoanddown.bigcartel.com. So any leftover prints here, they're going to be on sale there tomorrow. So if anybody's interested, Hopefully I still have them by the time this gets out. I will most likely make more by the time this gets out anyway, so they'll be available then as well. As I mentioned before, I am a fine artist, so most of my events are fine art. I am currently in MexArte's Emerging Latinx Artist number 26, so that's going on until February. So I have 3 pieces there. I will actually be at Mas Cultura Fest on November 18th through 20th, so that should be fun. And I am also going to be showing art and back home in San Antonio, December 3rd. It's called LA to SA, so it's Los Angeles artists and San Antonio artists showing together, so it should be pretty cool. So those are the upcoming art shows that I'll be participating in as well.
Hey, how you doing? John Picasso here, science fiction fantasy cover artist for like the last, 26 years. I'm here at MexAmeriCon. It's my first one. It's been an amazing night so far, and we still got, 3 hours to go during a citywide Dia de los Muertos festival. This guy's doing an amazing job. I'm from San Antonio, Texas, and I've been working for New York publishers, like I said, for the last quarter century. But what you're seeing here is my takes on the Loteria cards that we all grew up with, and I'm doing them with my art. Everything you see here was done in graphite with pencils, and then the colors are done with a sort of a subtle Photoshop treatment, but everything in terms of the drawing is non-digital. It's straight up just pencils and lots of hours with my hand, drawing and scratching on a board. And it's a labor of love, and I'm grateful to be doing these. So I'm working on a project I can't really talk a whole lot about right now, but it's basically a very, very amazing picture book. When I get done with that, I'll come back and do more loterias. So if you guys want to come check out my work, I'm on Twitter and Instagram. Just look me up under @JohnPicasso. You can see the name right there on the banner. And come check out my website if you want to pick up some of my loteria work. So you guys take care out there, and thanks for having me, MexAmeriCon.
Hi, I'm Freddie Lopez. I'm an illustrator from San Antonio, Texas. I work in comics, RPG games, trading cards. I've been doing this for quite a while. I've worked for clients such as Topps, Upper Deck. I do RPG games for Wizards of the Coast, for trading card sets for Marvel, for Avengers, Guardians of the Galaxy, Ant-Man, Star Wars. So quite a few licenses. Right now I'm currently working on a game called Taloc Mayan, which is a module for Dungeons and Dragons. So instead of walking around European castles, you're actually walking around Mayan pyramids, ancient ruins. You're fighting feathered serpents and like jaguar gods, all that kind of stuff. So it's a lot of fun. It's very cultural. It's really cool. It's really interesting. You can find me on my Facebook page at artoffreddylopezjr.com, or you can visit me on my website at freddylopezjr.com.
Hi, my name is Gonzalo Alvarez, and I'm an illustrator, designer, and writer from Port Arthur, Texas. I've been working with illustration work for the past 5 years, and my main focus is Aztec culture. I really enjoy the stories that are in Mexican culture, mythical creatures, animals, especially because my parents immigrated over here from Mexico. So growing up, that was kind of my culture. And so I designed an Aztec card game called Nawali, and basically like the Aztec Pokemon. And my goal is to basically create a game that shares the creatures and stories that are native to our Mexican culture. And so right now we have this game available on Kickstarter, and you can kickstart it by November 21st to get it this December and become a Nawali, a shape-shifting sorcerer. Yeah, so people can find me at Gonzink, GONZZINK, on Instagram and Twitter, as well as tecuanis.com, my shop and studio. TECUANIS, tecuanis.com. Thank you so much for this opportunity to share my work, and I hope that people can learn more about the ancestry that a lot of us have. Yeah, I think MexAmeriCon is just such a wonderful place to be around all these different artists, creators, vendors, and it really just kind of shows that there's a community out there and everyone's doing something. Whether you like card games, whether you like arts and crafts, there's all sorts of things, dance, and really that's what it's all about is community. So I think if you're interested in culture and art and just meeting great people, MexAmeriCon is the place to be every single year, and I look forward to the next one.
Hello, how you do? My name is Violet Leos. I'm the executive director for Lupe Arte. That stands for Latinas Unidas por el Arte. We are an multi-medium art organization, and we've been here in Austin since 1989. And Mary Lou Castillo is the founder and originated in 1989.
In 1999. Hi, my name is Mary Lou Castillo, and I'm one of the founders for Lupe Arte. That, like Violet said, we're a multimedia arts organization, and we help with young students in school, elementary and up. We have a program for them after school. We also have a program for women in the arts called Latina Mujeres y Arte. And then we have a multimedia project which is sponsoring the MexAmeriCon, which we've been doing now for 3 years, and we are looking forward to issue number 6 in 2023. Everybody can look us up on social media, of course. Look us up as Lupe Arte. Our website is lupearte.net. And look us up, join us for our events and other collaborations that we do throughout Austin.
Hi, I'm Gina Bustos, and I am with the Texas Music Museum here in Austin, Texas. We have an upcoming program that you just can't miss. It is coming up on November 14th. It will be a once-in-a-lifetime experience, so please make it out. It is over here at the Mexican American Culture Center. It is Little Joe Hernandez and Emma Gonzalez on Monday, November 14th, from 6 p.m. to 8 p.m. We will not only have a book signing, but we'll also have a personal interview with a world-class musician, Veronique Medrano, who is going to be interviewing for the Texas Music Museum. So, please make it out. We look forward to seeing you.
I can't wait until next year. We have more MexAmeriCon. And you're going to be here next year, right? 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 Please? All right, cool. Thanks. Come back. MexAmeriCon, coming back in 2023.